Wait
Oh,
for that one to open. Sorry for the delay.
oh no, it says it's live now.
Do that. And so I'm hoping that, okay. Great, here we go. Yay, we're live. So of course we've recorded all of our, sorry for the delay comments. This is Michelle with Triangle Social Media. And let me go ahead and close that window so it doesn't interfere with us and go over here. So hey everybody, Social Soundbites with Michelle. Happy to have Carleen Lamay with me today and just talk about different business owners in my community, see what's going on from their corner of the world, and let everybody else know so that we can expand her network, our network, get to know one another, support one another. And I'm happy to do that every Wednesday at noon here on Triangle Social Media. So you may have seen last week I had to cancel because I had technical issues, and I'm still having issues. I recently had to replace my modem, and so I need to make another call to AT&T, unfortunately, but we're kind of going roundabout in a different way today through YouTube. So I'm going to be sharing that on my social media, platforms. Definitely encourage you to be doing videos. So how are you doing today, Carleen? Tell me about how business has been going. Tell us all what you do and all the good stuff.
So let me tell you what I do first, because then I'll tell you how my business is doing. So my business is C2 Accounting and Business Support. We're a management accounting firm, a virtual management accounting firm based in North Carolina. So I'd like to say virtual because we support clients all over. They don't have to be local to us. We have clients in New Jersey, Virginia, Maryland, Florida. So just wherever you're located, we can work with you because of the internet. It makes it much easier. And I like to say that we're a management accounting firm because people hear accounting and they think taxes. And we are not a tax firm because I like to say that one, tax is a really specialized area. The tax law is forever changing, right? So people who focus on that, that's their thing, right? And so with me, I just like to say, here's taxes, is your April 15th or whatever the day that you're due for your taxes. But what about the other 364 days out of the year? Like, how is your business doing? What are you doing to make sure that you're managing your money, that you know what's going on, and then how to use that information to make really good business decisions. So that's what we focus on. So I thought when COVID hit, it was like, oh my gosh, my entire client base is small businesses. And who was being impacted the most? Small businesses. So I thought, I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, but this is not going to work for me. And I have been pleasantly surprised, if not shocked, that not only did my business survive, but it has thrived during this time.
Wonderful.
We've gotten more clients. We're crazy busy. I told you, I'm like, it's been insane. So I am blessed and thankful that not only is my business doing well, but that there are enough small businesses that are surviving and doing well that they are reaching out to get help. A lot of them, apply for PPP loans or economic impact disaster loans. And then they realize, I got this money and I don't know how to track it. Like, I don't want to get in trouble with the SBA. So that opened up a whole different type of client for us.
Wow, that is awesome. Wonderful news to hear that you're doing well. Definitely you deserve it. I'm so excited for you. And I definitely have some questions I'd love to go through and just to help us all really understand a little bit more about what you do.
Okay.
I would love for you to explain what management accounting is.
So kind of like what I was saying, it's every day what you as a business owner that you're managing your books, that you're managing your business, what you need to do to keep your business going. So accounts receivable, accounts payable, so basically money you owe people, money that people owe you, payroll, sales taxes. A lot of people who are selling products, they don't really know how to handle the sales taxes. So that's one of the areas that we support people in. So we go from everything from training people on how to use, we're helping them to choose an accounting software, training them to use it, and supporting them that way to actually acting as an outsourced accounting department for companies that have gotten bigger, but aren't ready to hire someone in-house, but they just don't want to really deal with it anymore. So we kind of run the gamut as far as that business ownership cycle goes.
Right. There's so many things to think about with finances. When is the right time for a business to begin, getting their system in order? Is there any certain season of the year or time?
So whenever you're opening that business and you apply for that EIN and you filed your LLC paperwork, that's the time to get everything in order. Because one, you have expenses that you use to start your business. You paid the $200 to North Carolina if you're locally to form your LLC. You bought your business cards or whatever that you're doing. So you should have a way to track all those expenses so that you can write them off. So you're making sure you're capturing everything. And a lot of times people will say, well, what do I need to capture? Everything. If it's involved with your business, I mean, it sounds simple enough, but it's like,
Right.
if you spent it to support your business, it's a business expense. So it's never too late, too soon, but it's also never too late. So I don't want people to think, well, I've been in business for 5 years or 3 years and I didn't do anything. So, no, it's not too late. You can always get started again. And you can always create new habits as well.
Good advice, definitely. And so have you found just through working with people that you've seen what a common hurdle or problem that many small business owners face financially?
Yeah, well, a lot of them, they got into business to do what they love. They're passionate about social media or whatever it is. I'm the few people who actually got into business to actually do accounting. But the rest of you guys, you didn't get into business to do accounting. So for
Good
them,
point.
yeah. So the hurdle is they just don't know what they don't know what they don't know. So, or they heard something from someone's cousin's mother, and by the time it trickles back to them, it's like, I know I heard somewhere, but it's usually not really the case. So I always say, do your research. A lot of times Google can be your friend. The IRS website can be your friend. Reach out to a support person like myself who can answer questions. We do offer free consultations. So that first call, just to kind of get to know your business and, how can we support you? That doesn't cost us anything. But yeah, it's a lot of the hurdles is not knowing what they don't know, and then fear. People are afraid of getting in trouble with IRS. Which is rightfully so, which is why you want to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. I also say that however you handle your personal finances is going to have a direct impact on how you handle your business finances. So whatever your money story is, that thing that makes you feel the way you feel about money, either good or bad, you need to understand that and how it impacts you. Because a lot of business people, a lot of times women, I hate to say it, but a lot of times women are like, I don't want to deal with money. Yeah. It's like, well, I get it, but it is part of life. You're going to have to do it. So let's learn. So one of the things that I like to do, not just help people, but actually educate people. So I want to make sure that they understand that they're empowered. That's what we say. We want to empower people so that you feel like, when I get off a call or training session with someone, I always ask, so how are we feeling? And I'm like, good, I can do this. That's all I ask. So I want to feel like, they feel strong and empowered, like they can do this.
That is awesome. I love that about you. And I have seen some of your videos that have been just really helpful and encouraging and just giving insights and tips and things like that. So definitely commend you for that because,
Thank you.
We need that. We need that education. There's so many mysteries, I think, with finances, at least from my perspective. Maybe it's just me. But what would you say are some practical steps that people can do in managing their finances?
First thing is, if you haven't already done so, open a separate business account. Like that's baby step number one. You want to have personal over here and business over here. Occasionally we all do it. We grab the wrong debit card, but that should be the exception and not the rule. So you don't want to pay a lot of your personal expenses out of your business account, nor do you want to be paying your business expenses out of your personal account. If you have to fund your business, put money into that business account like a lump sum and then spend it. Vice versa. If you need to buy groceries for your family, take a lump sum out of your business, put it in your personal, and then spend it however you want. You don't want to kind of do the thing. First thing, yes. So definitely set up a business account. And then if you can get an accounting system in place, and people hear that and it sounds overwhelming, but there's a lot of software out there that's really easy to use. QuickBooks is obviously the one that most people have heard of, but Xero, spelled Xero, Xero.com is an alternative. And I actually think that they're really giving QuickBooks a run for their money as far as ease of use, because they use everyday lingo. So you don't hear terms like accounts payable and accounts receivable. You see money you owe or money you spent, or it's just very everyday lingo, which a lot of people like.
Helpful.
That is very helpful. So yeah, so definitely get the software, because when you're asking what should I be tracking, if you're putting if everything's going to your business account and your business account is linked to your accounting software, all of those transactions are being, accumulated in one place. So you know how much you spent, you know where your revenues are, who owes you, who you owe. It makes things a lot easier. And then tax time is a lot less scary when you have your information and you're not kind of looking around for stuff.
Right, right. Such good advice. Definitely some.
Can I add one more little tip though?
Yes, absolutely.
Automation. Automate, automate, automate. If there's a way for you to put any part of your business on, where it's doing it on its own, then do that. I love Zapier. I'm pretty sure are you familiar with Zapier?
I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
So Zapier is cool because it makes things talk that aren't supposed to talk. So I can make my quoting software, automatically do something in QuickBooks or automatically do something in my CRM. So that once that client hits accept on the quote, it triggers as steps of things I don't have to touch. It automatically sends the welcome email. It automatically sends the invoice. And once that's done, it automatically sends the link to set up your training session. All these like cool things so that you're not having to remember to do everything every time. So automate if you can. Because it's crazy, right? We're trying, especially as women, we're doing everything. So let's take a little bit off our plates if we can.
Yeah, every little thing we could do to make things easier for ourselves, right? Then we could spend more quality time on our business.
Yes. I would that quality time on our business.
Yeah, right? Growing. And so I definitely, I was thinking about when you said, a lot people don't go into their business to do accounting.
Right.
And the same thing I would say with, what I do with social media, although many people are, brilliant and they do so well marketing their own. But sometimes, if you think about it, you've gone into, say you're creative and you're doing this thing, right? But you have to market your business. And so that's part of the thing that I offer, social media coaching or social media management. And so we all have our, gifts, our skills, our talents, and our passions, I think too. But, our main business is our main business. But within that, right, there are so many other things we have to think about. The finances and the marketing are two huge ones. So
one of the things one of the things I tell people is kind of surround yourself with a team. Build your team, right? That's one of my like go-to things. And that doesn't always mean like hiring people, but just growing your network with people that can support you. I actually had a coaching session with you for social media. I wasn't to the point where I was ready to hire someone to actually outsource it, but the time I spent with you was money well spent. And same thing with me. If you're not ready to actually have me do it for you, just that one-on-one training session, which is like your coaching session, could be money well spent just to kind of get you a little bit more comfortable.
Definitely. Please, if you could put the links to like your website, your social media platforms, maybe some of those tools you mentioned. Yes. And, if people can schedule one-on-one with you, put that information in the thread. Now we're going live on YouTube and sharing it on Facebook, and I'll probably share it elsewhere, but definitely the video on my social media Facebook page, where I had been sharing week to week. Please share it there, and I'll make sure it gets transcribed everywhere else. Right. And I'm so excited. We met how long ago? It's been several years.
At least 2 years for sure.
At least 2 years. I started doing meetups, and after a while, I was going week to week, different locations, and I met Carleen. And I think you first came to the Wendell when we were in Wendell, right? And then we moved to Garner.
Actually, I met you at Breakout Billiards in Cary. Yeah, that's where we met.
Oh, that's right. Gosh, yes. You know what? All these things overlap. That's so exciting.
And then you told me about told me about your meetups, and then I started coming to the one in Garner.
So we went from Cary, and that is actually Small Business Owners Meetup, and that's meeting on the 15th. That meets on the third Thursday of every month. But there's so many great networking opportunities, and this whole social Soundbites is part of that. Just combining, meshing, getting to know, expanding your network, building your circle of business community friends and partners and collaborators. And so definitely encourage everybody to reach out to Carleen and learn more. Check out her website and schedule an appointment with her. I think she's a wonderful person. I can definitely attest to that. And I'm so glad that you were able to come today and share. Is there anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Well, I appreciate you inviting me, one. And two, just like you said, I do offer free consultations. And even if you're not interested in accounting, I love doing one-on-ones with other business owners just to know your services and see how I can support other business owners. I like to network. So I was like thinking, who can I connect this person to? So I'll definitely look forward to
Yes.
meeting some of your audience.
Oh, wonderful. Definitely. We're on the same wavelength. Love that. Love all that. All right, Carleen, well, you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming. And everyone
Thank
else, you
you.
have a wonderful day as well. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.